Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS. So we are continuing with our time, speed and distance lectures. Now we have come to the next topic. This is the last topic which is related to races. Now races, as you know, there are two kinds of races that we'll be dealing with. One is linear and one is circular. Linear races is the normal race that you see in 100 meters, 200 meters, correct? So straight line, many people go in a straight line like this. Now whoever reaches first, this, that, you understand that. Now circular ones are when they are moving in a circle and they are completing laps. This you might have seen in 400 into 400 meter relays. You might have seen they go in a circle, correct? So they have to complete rounds. In marathon also, if it is not available, outside court is not available, they do it inside the court. They're also they're moving in circular motion, correct? So this is circular race, this is linear race. Now our topic for today is only linear races. Now let's see. In linear races, you understand what is a linear race. 100 meter, all of them have to go. By how much distance one person wins, by how much time one person wins, this you understand. Now see this, there are two terms that are important here. One is gives a head start, or sometimes it will be written only start. Gives a start of, let's say, 10 meters, okay, and the other is wins by 20 meter. Now we'll understand both the terms. Understand this. So there is this person, okay, and let's draw one more person. This is the other person. Now both are starting at the same point and then they are trying to complete this race and go till here. This is the finish line. So this is the finish line, they're trying to go there. Now I say that this red one covers, let's say this is of 100 meters. Now red one completes it first, red one wins the race. Now the scenario is when red one reaches here, that is at the final point, then black will be some meters behind, correct? Black will be some meters behind when this red one reaches the end. So let's say the black one reaches here at some point here. Now whatever is this distance, this was the total length of the race. Now whatever is this distance when red has completed and black is left behind, this distance is written as, let's say this is 20 meters. Then what you will write? You will write that red won the race by 20 meters, or when red crosses the finish line, black is still 20 meters behind. When red crosses the finish line, black is still 20 meters behind. So this is wins by 20 meter, or black is still 20 meters behind when red finishes. So one term is this. Understood? When one completes, how behind is the other person. This is the first term. Now second term is gives a start of 10 meters or gives a head start of 10 meters. Now understand this. So what red says that I always win, okay, I'm a very good runner. Now black, you're not that good of a runner. So what I will do is I'll give you a head start, like you do with your nieces and nephews. So what you will say that you don't start from here. Instead you start from here. Let's say from 10 meters ahead of me. And then you start running and then I'll also start running and then we'll see who wins the race. Now by simple logic, you can understand in the time that red completes 100 meter, black completes only 20 meter less. That means black completes only 80 meters. So from here, 10 meters also, it will cover 80 meters more by the time the red reaches the finish line. So now it reaches 90 meters. Now you can say that red won by 10 meters. Understood? So this is giving a head start, okay, or giving a start. That is, some other person is being allowed to stand in front of this person and start the race from there. Now head start can depend. Here I have given a head start of 10 meters. I can, if I give a head start of 20 meters, can you see both of them will reach at the same time? If I give a head start of 30 meters, then black will start winning. Understood? So this is head start, and the other is win by this much or left behind by this much. Both terms you understand? That's it. Now we'll get to questions. Now see, this is a previous year question from 2015. What it says? It says in a 500-meter race, B starts 45 meter ahead of A, but A wins the race while B is still 35 meters behind. You understand both the terms now? Now, so this is a 500-meter race. This is a 500-meter race. Now, what it says? B starts 45 meter ahead of A. So A is here, okay, and B is starting 45 meters 45 meters ahead of A. Correct? Now, okay, but A wins the race while B is still 35 meters behind. So now, when, see, this is the starting snapshot. Okay, I took the picture at the start. So this will look like this. Now, at the end, A will reach here, correct? At the end point. Now, according to the question, B is still B is still 35 meters behind. Correct? When A finishes, B is still 35 meters behind. Now it is asked, what is the ratio of the speed of A to B, assuming that both start at the same time. Now, this basic thing, now by now you understand that if in this case time is constant, correct, both are moving for the same amount of time, starting at the same point, ending at the same point, correct. Now, so if time is constant, then distance 1 ratio distance 2 will be equal to speed 1 ratio speed 2, because speed is equals to distance upon time, time is same, so you cancel that out. Now, that means distance traveled by A ratio distance traveled by B is equal to speed of A ratio speed of B. So this, if I find out, I can find out this. Actually, it will be exactly same. So distance traveled by A क्या होगा? What will be the distance traveled by A and what will be the distance traveled by B? This only will become my speeds ratio. Now distance traveled by A is how much? See this. Starts from here and keeps going till here. What is this total distance? This is 500 meters. Correct? Now, what is the distance covered by B? What is the distance covered by B? So it starts from here. Now it goes till here only. How much distance? So this is 500 minus 45 and minus 35. 45 and 35 is 45 plus 35 is 80. So 500 minus 80, that means 420. Understood? So 80 meters I subtracted this 45 and this 35. Correct? So 80 meters I subtracted, what I got? 420 meters. That means in the time that A travels 500 meters, B only travels 420 meters. Now this will also give me a ratio of their speeds. In the time that A travels 500 meters, B travels 420 meters. Now this is simple. Now what you get? 500 and 420. How many times this will go? 0, 0 cancel out. This will go 25 and 21. This is the ratio. Answer becomes. Understood? Simple. Okay. Then next. Now see this. In a 10-kilometer race, A, B, and C are competing. Each running at uniform speed gets the gold, silver, and bronze medals respectively. That means A won gold, B won silver, and C won bronze. C came third. If A beats B by 1 kilometer and B beats C by 1 kilometer, then how much meters does A beat C by? Now, understand this. Again, what we'll do, you understand that if time taken is same, then you can find the ratios by their speeds, correct? Or speeds ratio you can get from the distance. Now, let's see the first thing. So it's a 10-kilometer race, 10-kilometer race. Now, A beats B by 1 kilometer. Now, That means distance traveled by A, or let me write it directly now. Speed of A ratio speed of B will be what? In the time that A completes the race. A wins the race by 1 kilometer. So when A completes, this is A, when A completes 10 kilometer, B completes how much? B starts from the same point and covers only 9 kilometer. Correct? Because B loses by 1 kilometer, or it says that A beats B by 1 kilometer. So B is covering 9 kilometer in that same time. Now if it is so, then the speeds ratio will be 10 ratio 9. Correct? Speed of, because speed will be equal to their distances covered ratio. So this becomes 10 ratio 9. Now once you get this 10 ratio 9, now similarly you can find speed of B and C also, their ratio. So what it says, and B beats C by 1 kilometer. That means what? When when B reaches when B reaches 10 kilometers, then C is how far? C is C is C has traveled 9 kilometer, or is 1 kilometers behind. So now similarly you can get the ratio of speed of B and C also. That also comes out to be 10 ratio. Understood till here? Now it is asked, then how many meters does A beat C by? Now if A and C are competing, then by how many meters will A beat C by? Okay, now some people might think that because A is beating B by 1 kilometer and B is beating C by 1 kilometer, so A beats C by 2 kilometers. This is wrong. Why this is wrong? Because till here B has not completed the race. When B completes the race, then only you can say B beats C by 1 kilometer. If B has also not completed, we don't know clearly. Correct? So that's why you have to go this way. So you have found both the ratios. Now you can simply find the ratio of speed of A and speed of C. How you can find the ratio? If you remember anything, it used to be like speed of A ratio speed of B ratio speed of C will be what? You just wrote the ratios like this. So 10 ratio 9, and this is B ratio C. So this is 10 ratio 9 again. Then whatever is there in the neighboring place, you write there also. Whatever is there in the neighboring place, you write here also. So what you got? You got 100 ratio 90 ratio 81. That means speed of A to speed of C will be 100 ratio 81. Now, what is asked in the question? Then how many meters does A beat C by? So A beats C by how many meters? Now, understand this. How many meters A will beat C by? Okay, so this is a 10 kilometer race. So I think all these options will have one more zero. So this will be 900, 1000, 1900 and 2000. Now see, so 181. That means if in the time that A travels 81 meters, C travels only, sorry, in the time that A travels 100 meters, C travels only 81 meters. Now, according to the question, A will travel how many? A will travel 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers means what? 10 kilometers means what? Into 100 meters, that means 10,000 meters. Correct? So when A travels 10,000 meters, how much C will travel? You can just multiply this 100 by 1000 and 81 by 1000. So what you get here? You get here 10,000 ratio 9,000 and ratio 8100. Correct? So when A travels 10 kilometer or 10,000 meters, then C covers 8100 meters. What is the difference between them? What is the difference between them? 10,000 minus 8100, answer comes out to be 1900 meters. So answer becomes 1900 meters. That means A does not beat C by 2 kilometers, not 2000 meters, but by 1.9 kilometers. Understood the difference? So that is why answer will be what? 1900 meters. Got it? First you found out the ratio of speed of A and speed of C, and then you can just find it using multiples. Okay, so if in 100 meters it is leaving it 19 meters behind, then in 10,000 meters or in 1000 times if you do, it will be 1900 meters behind. That's it. Simple. Okay. Then let's do another question. Now see this. What it says, in a 500-meter race, E reaches the final point in 28 seconds and B reaches in 35 seconds. By how much distance does A beat B? So this is easy. How you will calculate this? This is a 500-meter race. Now it says A reaches the final point in 28 seconds. So A reaches in 28 seconds and B reaches in 35 seconds. By how much distance does A beat B? Now understand this, that when A reaches here, B is still somewhere behind. Correct? Because B still has to complete that distance. So B is still behind. Now, how behind is B? See, so if this is 28 and this is 35, difference is 7 seconds. That means we will have to travel still 7 more seconds to reach the end point. So 7 more seconds has to be traveled by who? By B to cover this distance. Or if I have to calculate this distance, then it will be what? It will be speed of B into 7 seconds. Understood? Speed of B into 7 seconds will give me what? This distance by which A won against B. Now, if this is so, now speed of B I have to calculate. So speed of B will be what? 500 meter. This is the distance upon time. Time is what? 35 seconds. This into 7 seconds. Second cancel out. Now 7 and 35 also cancel out. One time, 5 times. This will go one time. This will go 100. So what you got? You got 100 meters. That means A beats B by 100 meters. Simple. Understood? You will take speed of B because B only at its speed will cover this remaining distance in 7 seconds, not the speed of A, of course. Understood? That's it. Now, last question. Yeah. So this is what came in CSC 2019. Now it says what? X, Y, Z are 3 contestants in a race of 1000 meter. Assume that all run with different uniform speeds. X gives Y a start of 40 meters and X gives Z a start of 64 meter. If Y and Z were to compete in a race of 1000 meter, how many meter starts will Y give to Z? So basically they are giving each other starts so that they reach at the same time. Now these are the different starts they are giving. Now what is given in the question, that the race is of 1000 meters. Now X, Y, Z are the 3 contestants. They all run with uniform speeds. Now X gives Y a start of 40 meters. So here is X, Y will be where? Y will be here at some distance, that is 40 meters. Correct? Now, and X gives Z a start of 64 meters. So Z will be somewhere here and this distance will be what? 64 meter. Now you can also find this distance between Y and Z. This will be 24 meter. Correct? 40 plus 24 is equals to 64. Now once you get this, now it says if Y and Z were to compete in a 1000 meter race, how many meter start should Y give to Z? Now understand this. Again, the traditional method is what? I can find out the speed ratios. So let's find out the ratio of speed of A, B and C. What it will be? It will be the ratio of their distances. So X covers X, Y, Z. X, Y and Z. So X covers how much distance? X covers how much distance? X covers the entire 1000 meter. Now, y covers how much distance? 40 meters less, that means 960 meters. Z covers 64 meters less, that means 936 meters. Now you can divide this by 4, all of them. So what you get? You get 250 ratio. This goes how many times? This goes 2 times. 1 will remain. With 16, it will go 4 times and 0. This goes 2 times. Then 1 will remain. With 13, it will go 3 times. Then 1 will remain. With 16, it will go 4 times. Correct? 2 times. With 13, it will go 3 times. 1 will remain. And with 16, it will go 4 times. Yeah. 4 into 3. Yeah, so this is what you got. Now you can again divide this by, let's say you divide it by 2 again. So what you get 125, and here you get 120, here you get 117. Then again you can divide it by 3. So what you get here 40, and you get here 39. Now, 40 and 39 is the ratio that you got between speed of y and speed of z. So, speed of y ratio speed of z came out to be 40 ratio 39. If this is so, 40 ratio 39. Now, but this is for what distance? This is only for when they are not completing the race. So, in this case, A is going or y is going 960 meters, but in the question it asks when y goes 1000 meter, then what will be the start that y can give to z. So this I have to reach till 1000 meters. So 40 ratio 39 is fine. Now I want both of them to reach 1000 meters. So what I can do, I can simply multiply this with the, if I multiply 40, if I multiply 40 by 2.5, can you see 40 into 2.5 will be 100. So if I multiply both sides by 25, I can multiply it in any ratio. So 40 into 25 will come out to be 1000, and 39 into 25 will be what? Just 40 less, correct? So this will be, sorry, just 25 less. So this will be 975. So what you got? You got 1000 meter and 975 meters. So how much is the start that y should give to z? It will come out to be 25 meters. So answer becomes 25 meters. Understood? Now let's see a much faster way of doing this. This is fine. Okay, now see this. See this. Simple unitary method will follow. So this is x, this is y, this is z, this is 40, this was 24, and this was the end of the race. This whole thing was 500, sorry, was 1000 meters. Correct? Now see y and z, y and z, what is the difference between them right now? If you see, the difference between them is of 24 meters. Y and z difference is 24 meters. Now if you consider this as a race, if you consider this as a race, this is the starting point, correct? And it is going how many meters? 40 meters less. That means this is a race of 960 meters. So if this is a 960-meter race, then y is giving z a start of 24 meters. So I write, if it is a 960-meter race, y gives z a start of 24 meters. If it is 960-meter race, y gives z a start of 24 meters. But according to the question, so in 960 meters, head start given is 24 meters. Now the question asks, in 1000 meters, how much head start he will give? So this will be 24 divided by 96 into 1000. Simple unitary method. How many times this will go? One time, four time, one time, and This will go 2. Sorry, this is 960, so 0 0 cancel out. So this comes out to 25 meters. So 24 by 960, 0 0 you cancel out. So this becomes 1, and then 24 goes 4 times. 4 takes 125 times. So what you got? 25 meters. This is a much simpler way of thinking the same thing, that instead of finding their ratio of their speed, this that, you start from here and think in 960-meter race. In 960-meter race, y gives z a start of 24 meters. Then in 1000-meter race, how much start should it give? 24 by 96 into 1000. Understood? And then you can find out easily. It will come out to be 25 meters. Okay, that's it for the linear races. In the next part, you'll see circular races. Thank you.